Yo, 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 welcome to AP Gov. This is Mr. H, your host of the Locked On Gov podcast, part of the Locked On Gov network. And today we're talking topic 2 of Unit 1, types of democracy. Learning objective that the AP overlords are going to require us to have here. Explain how the models of representative democracy are visible in our major institutions, policies, events, or even our debates we're having in the United States. So let's dive into it. The great analogy to start it off with, 3 ice cream flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. Or how about all 3s in this nice melted sundae of delicious freedom? So let's do a quick callback to episode 1. Remember when Jefferson basically dropped the ultimate breakup text with King George III? Probably ever. The most important breakup text ever. Right? It's not us. It's not me. It's you, King. You're tripping. Well, today we're asking an equally savage question. What flavor of democracy are we living in? Is it we the people running the show? Or are the group chats, the large group chats, calling the shots, aka the interest groups in America, quietly pulling the strings? Or is it the billionaires calling the shots from yachts like they're advertising for the new James Bond movie? Spoiler alert, America isn't quite monogamous. She's in somewhat of a democratic situationship. Messy, complicated, and occasionally toxic, but somehow it all works out. And by the end of this episode, you guys will definitely know why James Madison said more factions equal more freedom. Why Brutus, who we'll talk about, was like, "Sir, this sounds like tyranny in a trench coat." And of course, how this shows up in our town halls, our lobbying wars, and those electoral college debates that feel like the Hunger Game auctions. So think of America like a group chat. Who's really running it? Is it you? Is it the interest groups, the large group chats, or is it the political elites, the wealthy billionaires, that one influencer with 10 million followers calling the shot? So let's dive in. Let's get it, lock in. It's time for AP Gov, Locked On Gov. All right, so segment 1, types of democracy. Who's really running the show? All right, fam, we got to break it down. And if the United States government was a Netflix show or a series, what genre are we watching, right? Is it a documentary, a political thriller, a reality TV show like Love Island or some crazy show like that? Well, honestly, it's kind of all 3. Because American democracy isn't just one flavor. It's a triple scoop sundae melting into one sticky bowl of freedom. And here's what the College Board overlords need you to know. So let's quickly define those 3 types of democracy. First up, participatory democracy means broad participation from citizens. Citizens are directly involved in the policy making process, the government process. Think power to the people vibes. Number 2, pluralist democracy. Interest groups calling the shots, using lobbyists to go to government, Washington, D.C., and put pressure on senators and representatives in government in order to get policy passed that supports their interest groups' interests. And then number 3, elite democracy. Power concentrated in the hands of a small, privileged, wealthy group of individuals. And here's a quick analogy for all you gamers that all you gamers will understand. Participatory democracy is like a Fortnite squad. Everyone's got a say. Pluralist democracy. Think Discord servers battling for attention. And then elite, think that one streamer with 10 million followers that dominate everything. Those are your 3, and we got all of them. All right, so let's lock in, keep going, and let's finish this off. Spoiler, America didn't pick one. She's rocking all 3 like a Neapolitan, and if you know, you know, ice cream that's been left out too long. But let's start with the most idealistic flavor, participatory democracy. The one where regular people aren't just watching from the bleachers. they're running onto the field, grabbing the mic and saying, "Sit down, Congress, we got this." The definition here, make sure we know it. Got to know it for the exam. People directly participating in the political process. So let's go through some real world examples to make some connections and see how you can actually get active in our government. Number one, ballot initiatives and referendums. These two are super important. Ballot initiatives and referendums. And I've gone ahead and put a Mississippi initiative here that was proposing changing our state flag or legalizing marijuana. And you can see that there in your notes. Let's just think of it as legalizing marijuana. We could put an initiative on a ballot and we, the people, will vote for it. And if we say yes, it becomes a law. And on the flip side, if there's a law we want removed, we can put a referendum on the ballot and vote on it and see should we remove it or not. So two very important types of participatory democracy examples that are really important for us and that we should definitely utilize in our country. Number two, second example, town hall meetings where folks can show up and complain to the mayor about potholes in their community, in their neighborhood, or whatever issues they might have. And then number three, school board meetings. This one's where all the actual drama takes place and is so important to be involved in our education of our youth and to get out there and speak our mind at these meetings. So let's think back to the Mayflower Compact. Quick historical connection here. Remember the Pilgrims? Well, they left Europe for religious freedom. They ended up way, way, way higher than they anticipated. Not Virginia, but actually in Massachusetts. And they landed there. And before getting off the ship, they said, wait a second, there's no king, no problem. We're going to come together, create an agreement, a social contract, where we will agree to give up certain rights, certain freedoms, certain liberties in order to gain greater protection. So we will create rules and laws, and we'll agree to follow those as long as government protects our rights, the natural rights. All right, so participatory democracy is like a massive road trip with the family. I think everyone's arguing over what playlist to play on the radio. Taylor Swift, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, how about some Kenny Chesney, right? They're also arguing over the snacks and what gas station you need to stop at, Love's or Buc-ee's. And I'm telling you what, you better pick Buc-ee's. They got the best brisket burritos in town. It's chaotic, but in the end, the family votes and somehow you're blasting Taylor Swift, eating Taco Bell in a Buc-ee's parking lot. How about that? When everyday citizens tap out, the loudest voices in the group chat take over. That's when interest groups step in and say, don't worry, fam, we got this. Welcome participatory democracy. So when us average citizens stop participating as much as we should, the second democracy will step in. That's when interest groups, a collection of people with similar interests and similar desires, will put pressure on government through lobbyists to get policy passed that is in their favor. Think factions. So pluralist democracy is political group project chaos. Everyone's got their own agenda. Nobody reads the same instructions, and one kid hogs the Google Doc. You know which kid that is. You've been there. And this is the definition for it that the AP overlords need you to know. Interest groups competing to influence policy. So some real world examples here. The NRA, all about gun rights. National Rifle Association. The ACLU, it's all about civil liberties, your freedoms of speech, religion. And then also the Sierra Club and Greenpeace, two very important environmental interest groups that are pushing for environmental protection policy, that's pushing for green energy and green policy and protecting wildlife spaces. So imagine U.S. politics as an episode of Love Island. Every interest group is fighting for influence, like they're trying to win the public vote. And the most dramatic group always gets the most screen time. Interest groups aren't perfect, but without them, who's fighting for fair maps and clean air? So side quest real quick. Let's go down the Madison versus Brutus faction showdown. Now we have two foundational documents that we're going to have to know here. And for Unit 1, it's Federalist 10 and Brutus 1. Now we'll dive a little bit deeper into that in class, but we really do have to understand these two documents in order to pass the AP exam. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions about these two, and especially on the argumentative essay FRQ, you'll need to know these two. So let's look at the first one, written by James Madison, founding father. He was part of the Committee of Five that helped write the Declaration of Independence. He is the father of the Constitution and a president of the United States. He is a Federalist. He is for a new constitution and stronger central government, like Alexander Hamilton. And in Federalist 10, major quote here, an important quote. You want to stop one group from taking over? Simple. Create so many groups that not one of them can get too much power. A large republic, expand the sphere, bring in as many states, as many diverse opinions as possible. Bring in more territory to help control the mischief and dangers of factions. By expanding our country and creating a multitude of states, we can prevent one faction from dominating the rest. So here, type of democracy that Madison supports. He supports participatory democracy. He wants a pluralist form of democracy. Many factions, aka many interest groups, as many as possible so they can compete and battle it out in government for their own policies. And so all of these competing factions can prevent one from dominating the rest and to prevent abuse from one faction. He's basically saying, let the fandom fight the NRA, the NAACP, the Greenpeace, Sierra Club, and every other squad can yell at Congress. And in the end, and in the chaos, freedom survives. It's like 1,000 group chats, all trying to plan prom. No one clique gets to run the whole thing because they're too busy arguing about the theme song, snacks, and location. All right, so flip it. Let's go to Brutus 1. Not really sure who it is. Most will say it's Robert Yates. He's if it's him, an anti-federalist. So think of anti-federalists as those who were okay with states having more power than a centralized government. So states have more sovereignty and power versus just the centralized government being much stronger. So Madison here, they would say, Madison, you're playing with fire. The more you spread out, the more you expand the sphere, the more room there is for elites to dominate. The farther away we, the people, are from governance, allowing the elites and the political elites to get what they want done and to just neglect and forget anything we, the people, want. In a big republic, the few will use their power to oppress the many. That's what Brutus 1 was worried about. So the type of democracy here that he'd be supporting, Brutus would support participatory democracy, broad participation at a local level. He would want city by city or even township by township, county by county, or state by state. He would want it more at a local level, but participatory democracy and all of us involved. He's basically saying, keep it small, keep it local. If power is concentrated in DC, ordinary people won't stand a chance. So imagine if the student council ran every school in the state. There was a statewide student council. Brutus is like, nah, fam, let each school vote on their own lunch menu. Otherwise, the popular kids on this student council from the bigger schools throughout the state would control every menu item. And Brutus ultimately mic drop, his ultimate mic drop moment happened when he wrote this fire line. If the people can't see the power, they don't really have the power. If people don't see the power, they don't really have the power. And even as Madison and Brutus throw political haymakers, guys, this is a straight up beef in the newspapers throughout the country here. There's one thing they both feared: when power ends up concentrated in the hands of a few. So both of them feared this last type of democracy. So welcome elite democracy. Think VIP section only. Elite democracy is power in the hand of the few wealthiest Americans. Small privileged groups controlling the decisions of the country. Some real world examples here. Think the Electoral College, overriding popular vote. Think SCOTUS, Supreme Court, 9 unelected, serving life tenures, deciding major generational questions for the upcoming American generations. And then also super PACs. Thanks to Citizens United court case, people can donate as much money as they want. It's free speech. So political action committees is what PAC stands for. The donation of money from the most high billionaires around the country, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, the Koch brothers, these guys can throw a ton of money, Bill Gates, and money talks, and it talks loud. So elite democracy is like showing up to a pool party and realizing only the people with gold wristbands are allowed in the water. You're technically invited, but just to watch from the patio with a lukewarm Capri Sun or juice box while the elites swim and have fun. So democracy, is it a vibe? But which one? Which vibe is it? And here's the plot twist. America didn't pick one flavor. We remixed it. Our founding fathers said, let's take all three and make it one. We got pluralist group fights, we got elite background deals, and we got chaotic referendums and initiatives from the participatory side. It's messy, it's chaotic, but somehow it works. So, all right, squad. Next time someone asks what kind of democracy America is, hit them with all of them at once. It's complicated, it's chaotic, but it's us. Your voice just isn't part of democracy, it is democracy. So stay bold, stay curious, stay locked on AP Gov. Mr. H, out. Peace.